NRL Fanatics here, back today with a video, and I'm going to give my thoughts on the eligibility rules, as well as talk about, is the international game rejected due to state of origin? Now, going back on Sunday, and I found this completely ridiculous, and the situation should have been dealt with better, and this is regards to Ronaldo Mulitalo. Now, Saturday, Reece Walsh was ruled out due to an injury, and Reece Walsh, as you guys know, he was expected to play in game 2, and he was all ready, and unfortunately for him, he was ruled out because of an injury. But Ronaldo Mulitalo was set to come in, and the way he was excited, he tweeted about it, said, I'm looking forward to putting on that maroon jersey, I'm looking forward to it, and his dream was shattered on Sunday with the massive news. I was shocked by it. I could not believe what happened. It was announced, and look, why was this announced on game day? I don't know. Why didn't the Queensland Rugby League, why did the NRL say, Ronaldo Mulitalo, you're ineligible to play? Why did they say that on the day of the game? They should have said it a couple of days ago, before the game. I just think it was completely mishandled, the situation. Peter V'landys even came out and said, oh, we got it wrong, we should have, said it a bit earlier. But, it's too late. You should have done a lot better. The NRL should have done a lot better. Queensland Rugby League should have handled it a lot better. And I can't believe it came down to the day of the game for the situation to be, sorted. And it should not have been done on this day. And I feel for the kid massively. It's just an upsetting way for him to find out that he can't play, because, look, apparently the main reason why is because he did not stay in Queensland long enough. He didn't stay in Queensland long enough to be eligible for the Maroons. And he did play for the Maroons emerging side, the under-18s, I believe it was. So, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong there in the comment section, but I just think it wasn't handled pretty well, and I think they needed to do it a lot better. They need to do a lot better. Queensland, the NRL, the way they handled this was completely wrong. And, I know eligibility rules are rules, and, it is what it is, but the way it was handled, the way it should have been dealt better is on the day of the game, and it should not have been handled that way. It should have been handled a few days before then, or, just make the eligibility rules clearer for people. Make it clearer for people, and that's the problem with the eligibility rules. And you're going to have this situation happen again. I hope it doesn't happen again, personally. I hope this is handled a lot better, because if this happens again, it's just not a great look. It's just not a great look at all. But yeah, I still believe the eligibility rules need to be made clearer to understand for the people, not only for Origin, but for the international game as well, because you have all sorts of scenarios, and it all gets confusing. And, I think also with the eligibility rules, it also, you look at the Origin, you have people like Kalyn Ponga, he's got Kiwi parents, he's allowed to play for New Zealand, but he chose to play for the Queensland Maroons. It's all confusing, that sort of stuff. It's all confusing, and a better understanding of the eligibility rules need to be taking place. That's the way I see it. It's just, I'm not too keen on how the eligibility rules are run at the moment. But yeah, that is my thoughts on it. So yeah, moving on. Now, is the international game rejected due to the state of origin? And I 100% think it is. It definitely is. I love the state of origin. It's great to watch every year. It's great to enjoy the state of origin every year. But I still think the international game is always backwards compared to the state of origin. It always has and always will be. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. But, people don't talk about this international game until the time of the internationals happen. Because, look, I want to go back on last weekend, and Friday we had the women's state of origin. Sunday we had the state of origin men's game 2. Now, Saturday, there was nothing on. They called this rep round last week. Now, there's no rep games. It was only the men's origin and women's origin. And you had the Saturday free to organise some international footy. This is the problem. This is the massive problem to grow the game internationally. It's not growing the game. It's putting a backward step on it because, look, I know it's a tough situation with the COVID-19, but you look at other sports as a prime example. We've got rugby union. There is international rugby happening this year. You've got the soccer, you've got the football. The European competition is happening. I know it's another sport, I know it's different to rugby league, but still, they went into the situation where they're planning games. And the NRL, they missed a trick here, the NRL. They missed a massive trick by not having any international games last weekend. It still annoys me to this day. It still annoys me because why Saturday was free and there's no games, I don't understand it. You could have had someone like Tonga play New Zealand, Fiji play Samoa, could have had Papua New Guinea play, you could have had the Cook Islands, you could have had teams like that play, and there's a World Cup at the end of the year, and the World Cup maybe won't go ahead, you just don't know, you're just not sure with the COVID situation at the moment, but still, no warm-up games, no international games. I just think they missed a trick there. It really annoys me. It really does. And, I went on Hold the Bulls channel, go subscribe to him. But I went on there and I talked about the international game with him. And we both agreed they missed a trick with the international game. And it's still not happening. It's still not happening. The international game is not growing. It's not growing at all. And that is the big issue. It is a massive issue for me. I want to see it grow. I'm a massive fan of the international game. I believe it should grow. And State of Origin is great and all, but, more talk to the international game. It needs to be recognised more, and that is the massive problem going forward. And it's a massive problem for a long time. And, even you look at the last World Cup, Tonga, look how good they were. They were outstanding. They really growed as a nation, Tonga. And, it's great seeing because you look at Tonga, they beat Australia for the first time in their history, and that was awesome to see that. It was great to see, not only as a fan of the game, but just great because it grows the game internationally. And look, how can you see the likes of Tonga, Fiji, and Samoa grow if you've got no games happening? But yeah, I just think the international game is always neglected. It always will be, and unfortunately, it's not growing, and I would love to see it grow, but it isn't at the moment. And it's hard to grow the international game because, you got a series like State of Origin. People talk about the State of Origin, and let's say the Australian Kangaroos had a game coming up, people would still be talking about the Origin over the international game, and that's the thing. But more games need to happen so people can start talking about it instead of, the World Cup's coming at the end of the year. That's when we talk about international game. We're not talking about it before the World Cup happens. And that's my view on the international game. I want to see it grow. I'm a massive New Zealand Kiwis fan, New Zealand Rugby League fan. I want to see the Kiwis do well. I want to see Tonga, Samoa, all those island teams, Pacific Island teams grow and develop. And, I want to see the teams challenge Australia, challenge New Zealand. I want to see England, all those teams challenge, That's what I like to see. But, yeah, I'm going on for a bit too long here. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you're subscribing. And also you're liking the video as well. And go check me out on social media. warriorsnrlfanatics on Instagram. Go follow me there. Getting close to 2K followers. So go follow me on there. And yeah, if you want to check me out on Twitter as well, go follow me at warriors_NRL. But thanks guys for watching. And I'll see you all in the next one.